Do you remember when you saw your first case of guinea worm?
Yes. It was in a little village about 50 miles from the capital of Ghana. And the village had about 500 people. 300 of them had guinea worm coming out of their bodies. There were about 20 that were not able for us to see because they couldn't drag themselves out of their shacks. The rest of them were scattered under some shade trees. And we began to talk to them and explain what caused guinea worm. And the village chief was a tiny little guy. He was a little bit quizzical at first because they thought the guinea worm came out of goat's blood or the curse of God or the confluence of planets or something like that. And so I noticed one young woman who was very attractive, about 20 years old, standing at the end of a line kind of back by herself. And I thought she was holding her baby in her right arm. So I went over to ask her what was the name of her baby and that sort of thing. When I got close to her, I found that she was holding her right breast in her arm. It was about this long. And it had a guinea worm coming out of a nipple of her breast. Excruciating pain. Later that year, that same young woman had 11 other guinea worms emerge from her body. Luckily, in that case, we had a very rich banker with us. He was overwhelmed with emotion, so he sent enough money and people in there, and within a month, they had a deep well dug. So we were able to go back the following year, 0 guinea worm. So this is the kind of experience that really is unforgettable and also inspirational to me and to everyone else working on this disease and others like it, which just need to have the people understand this is what I can do, and then I won't be afflicted anymore.
You've been at guinea worm eradication for a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
Has it gone like you thought it would go?
No, slower than I thought. Well, we had such precipitous reduction at first. Every time we'd go into a country, and I would marshal the king or the president or the prime minister or the health minister to help us, we would have very rapid reduction in the early stages of guinea worm. But then it kind of leveled off over a period of years, because as you reduce the incidence of guinea worm, you reduce the interest of the health minister in the disease, and then the other people who still have guinea worm begin to take it for granted, or they just are ignored by the officials in the capital city. So that's what we've had as a problem. It's an adequate level of achievement every year to be inspirational to me, to all of our top staff at the Carter Center, and to the volunteers in the field. They see in Ghana not the 8 cases left, but they see the 95% or so reduction since last year, and 126,500 cases eliminated in the last number of years. So every year we've had steady progress, although sometimes the progress has faltered. But we are tenacious. And the thing that is most disturbing to me, in a way, is how much it costs to get those last few cases done. Because if you have 1 case left in 1 village in a country, that one person with a guinea worm emerging from her leg can walk into the water hole, and the guinea worm lays hundreds of thousands of eggs, and then you'll have all the village next year contaminated. And if any of those villages go to an adjacent village, there it goes and it spreads again. So that's what you have to do, is to make sure that we call it containment. Containment is when we know a person has guinea worm and we keep them out of the water hole, and we give them treatment, and we educate them, almost make them learn what causes it and how to prevent it. So we have learned a lot in the process. But we're down near to the close of our massive project.
It looks like it's getting close. I've read a great quote by you that said, you want to outlive the worm.
Well, I'm 86 years old now, and my prayer is that I'll be able to see the last person that had guinea worm. And I don't have any doubt, God willing, that I'll be able to see that achievement.